New chemicals in water treatment facilities across the United States that none of the workers seem to know why they're in there. More evidence that inflation is hitting hard, and it shocked even me. We got reports on that. Also reports that farmers are switching more and more to wheat due to the shortage out there. It's getting real, folks. Hopefully you're getting prepared. Let's jump into it. Welcome to the Poplar Report. I'm Steve Poplar. I'm an accountant by trade, and these are your updates, your reports on what you guys are seeing out there going on around the world as well as around the United States. If you have updates on what you're seeing at your store or what you're seeing at your workplace or hearing at your workplace, please do let us know what is going on. Use the word update in your comment on this video or any video on this channel. That will get it to the right place. Make sure you don't put it over on Poplar Prepper channel, but make sure it's on the Poplar Report channel. Got some great videos over there on Poplar Prepper and more to roll out. Pinball Preparedness is going to be joining us on Saturday. You won't want to miss that episode. Make sure you're subscribed over there. Before we dive in, we do want to thank our sponsor, Genesis Gold Group. They help people who have retirement accounts, IRAs, 401ks, to get out of stocks and bonds into gold, silver, or platinum. You may have heard about them, may have some questions. There's no obligations to talk with them. If you want to reach out to them directly, make sure you mention this channel in case you decide to do something with them. They will waive the setup fees then because you mentioned the channel. But the phone number is always in the description. You can also find the link at the end of the video. It'll be right on the screen for you to reach out to them to get some more information. All right, so Al-Qaeda has officially endorsed the pro-Palestinian protests on U.S. campuses. So they must be so very proud. All these liberals and leftists, they're just super thrilled to have the endorsement of Al-Qaeda, who they think is just fantastic. Of course, they think Israel is terrible, and they think that, America is terrible. It's just, these people have aligned themselves with all of our enemies around the world. Now, I'm not a person that wants us to go out there and attack any country in the world. I don't think we should be sticking our nose in everyone else's business. But I really don't appreciate it when Al-Qaeda and these leftists and stuff like that start trying to mess things up here in the United States. So that's just what's happening out there, friends. The pro-Palestinian protests are getting the endorsement of Al-Qaeda. That's how crazy this world has gotten. We have a new Iceland volcanic eruption happening near their capital, Reykjavik. And this is another big one out there. No word yet on whether it will impact flights. But they've been having a string of volcanic eruptions out there. It's interesting how many eruptions we've been having around the world, isn't it? A lot of folks have pointed to the fact that solar activity seems to impact what's happening with the eruptions as well as earthquakes, and that makes a lot of sense. So be aware as we go into the solar maximum right now that we may be having more and more earthquakes and more volcanic eruptions. So we'll keep that in mind. Also, the U.S. Army floating dock off the coast of Gaza, the humanitarian relief dock, right, is no longer floating as it has broken free and is apparently sinking. That's almost $500 billion wasted when we could have just had trucks take it in. Yeah, we could have just had trucks take it in. But nope, for political purposes, instead of just saying, hey, Israel, you need to let this aid through the checkpoints, through the road. No, the United States is like, we're going to build a super uber complicated dock and put U.S. servicemen and women into harm's way. Not boots on the ground, though boots were on the sand at different times. Yes, contrary to the promises. It is an absolute disaster and a boondoggle over there. Just hundreds of millions of dollars wasted. A lot of heavy equipment damaged and even servicemen injured. This is just one big embarrassment to the United States for sure. All right, DIY Queen says central South Dakota. We own farmland on several parcels on our visit to Gregory to maintain graves. We noticed so many fields that normally are soybeans and corn are now going to wheat. So we have more wheat getting grown out there, and that's the report that we're hearing. It makes sense because we have we have wheat prices going up, and the supply shortage of wheat is growing. That is what we're most short of out there. Rice is having some issues as well, but instead of corn and instead of soybeans, they are producing more and more wheat as possible. Cheryl says, went to our local Aldi in Conshohocken, Ohio. Cans of black olives were smaller than usual and had rust around the top. That's not what's supposed to be looking like. Do they pull these out of deep storage or something? Rusty cans on the shelf is not a good sign. Friends, keep watching those expiration dates. If you're anything like me, you just kind of assume that the stuff on the shelf is, not expired. You expect it to have been manufactured relatively recently, but there's a lot of stuff showing up on the shelves that hasn't been manufactured as recently as you think it has. So make sure you're checking those dates. Make sure you're just kind of comparing stuff. Doesn't mean it's necessarily bad, but why would you buy a can of this that's past its best by date versus a can for the same price that isn't, right? I mean, just make sure you're getting the best stuff for yourself and your family. But then again, be aware that the older stuff might actually have more stuff in the can. So there's that too, right? Army Mom says Campbell's Soup Co. in Paris, Texas is laying off 300 employees. Went into Walmart last night in Southwest Arkansas. I didn't go in. I ordered pickup because I can control my finances better that way. And this store seems so light in the clothing department. Was looking for shorts for my 13-year-old grandson for church camp. Had a hard time finding his size for shorts and t-shirts. I was a little shocked. We'll start buying up larger sizes since seeing this. So be aware that just the non-food stock at Walmart in a lot of places is getting thinner. They are trying to have less inventory because it's costly for them to hold that inventory, and they're having issues with their orders coming in from China. Jamie says, West Newton, PA, Dollar General is all out of toilet paper and almost out of paper towels. Crazy Ann, my grocery store is definitely smaller. I can't get chicken salad, only select cuts of meat as well. Items are smaller than ever, but cost the same. If I try to look up product on Walmart or Amazon, their website, it's astronomically high, as if I'm getting it from an entirely different country, so shipping costs and everything like that. Also, made in America just means assembled in America. I know this as I used to work in a surplus store, and we sold Red Wing boots. They used to be made in the USA, but they were importing the parts and just assembling them here in the US. So be aware of what the words mean, right? And make sure you're supporting the kinds of companies that you think you're supporting, right? Elaine says, I live in West Tennessee. Most people in this area know my husband works as a fill-in vacation replacement for the water plant. He's now retired. This is concerning, friends. People as well as myself have been asking why our water is stronger than ever with the smell of chlorine. My husband has noticed it himself. He called me last night and said, while loading up the chlorine bags, it was a totally different bag than what they have been using for the past 7 years. None of the other 3 workers knew why that had changed. Probably nothing, but I always use my filtered water now. If you have a lot too much chlorine in your water, remember, chlorine gas does evaporate. So you can just take your water and you can have it sitting out uncovered, and the chlorine gas will actually evaporate out of it. That will reduce the amount of smell. Now, it doesn't do anything for your fluoride in the water, which is a brain neurological damaging chemical. But the chlorine gas, which shouldn't really cause you problems, except it being a nasty taste, that will off-gas and will evaporate, right? Now, chlorine gas, you want to make sure that that has fully evaporated before you put it on plants. So if you're just taking tap water and just pouring on your plants, you can actually be damaging your plants because of that. That chlorine can damage living organisms. So, you're supposed to off-gas it before, let it sit for a day before you pour it on the plants. But just hearing that at water treatment facilities, them getting new bags of new chemicals and such, and not knowing what the stuff is or the concentrations of it, and potentially getting the concentration off, is very concerning. And I just want you to take that to heart, is that who is running these water treatment plants? It's just normal people, okay? It's not like some massively smart people that are taking full ownership. They're just workers. They're just people just doing their job. And mistakes get made sometime. You are responsible for your drinking water. You are responsible for your family. These people who work at the water treatment plant, the people that work at the power plant, awesome people probably, but they don't take responsibility for your family. You need to take that responsibility. And you need to be checking your water. You need to know what's in your water. You need to be making decisions for your family based off those things, right? Linda says, my water is from Ohio County, Kentucky, and I can smell the chlorine in it when I run it. My dogs would rather drink dirty water from rain outside. And just, once again, air it out, and your dogs might like it better. So just think about that. That is one way to deal with the chlorine gas, right? Meg says, Aldi's in northeastern New York had no spring mix at all yesterday. Usually there are at least 20 one-pound tubs of organic spring mix. All they had for lettuce was romaine, which was not marked non-GMO verified. No thanks. Paper aisle was sparse, only 2 cases of organic canned beans. And friends, once again, remember that there is a lettuce issue going on out there. Wendy's has on their app that some of their locations do not have lettuce due to shortages caused by too much rain in the growing area. That's what they're saying on their app. They're not the only company out there having problems sourcing lettuce. So be aware of that, friends. Homestead Gal, our 2024 Erie auto and home insurance bill was received yesterday. Wow. Auto insurance is up 32.6% increase since last year. Home insurance up 48.9% increase. 1 year. No changes, no upgrades to our vehicles, no changes, improvements to our home. Wow. Up 50% home insurance. Some of you guys are seeing something similar like that, but I haven't heard numbers like that just yet. So keep checking your bills because your bills have a tendency to just go up when you're not looking, right? Babu says, Northwest New Jersey, it seems quality in stores is going down a lot. I got off tasting frozen broccoli in BJ's Wholesale. Stale, hard Dave's Killer Bread at Weiss multiple times now. And now Grocery Outlet is giving me rotting produce. All the yogurt I got there in the pre-Best Buy date window was sour and unusable. I got mushrooms that went soft and partially rotted and wet in a week when they usually last a lot longer. The green beans I got with the reduced quick for sale sticker was covered in white slimy mold the next day. Then on top of this, the clerks seemed to be ruder and meaner. When I checked out at grocery outlet, the guy was just staring at me blankly instead of saying thank you or have a nice day or come again. It was really awkward because I didn't want to thank him for being rude to me either. He argued about scanning my loyalty card first, telling me I didn't have to, which was incorrect. All right, friends, the workforce is changing out there, and we got to be watching out for ourselves and what's going on with the store shelves. Please keep your reports coming in. Thanks so much for watching. If you want to check out another video from this channel, there's one right up here. If you want to get some more information from Genesis Gold, there's a link right there on the screen. Thanks so much for watching. Steve Poplar of the Poplar Report, out.